very well yesterday. 3 weeks from now, you'll get your booster, which is great. And we'll continue to work through opening up the community. I think that the folks from Lexington and Essex here at Canterbury Woods Williamsville all got their shot cards. And so you'll bring those to your second shot. The other folks, most of the other folks in the other villages did not get one, and they will get theirs at their second shot. But I wanted to remind everybody, Gate Circle and here, that this information eventually will all be available through Walgreens. So you will be able to go online and access your shot records and print this stuff off if you lose your card. Don't lose your card. But if you do, because we're all human, this stuff will be available through Walgreens. That's been assured to us. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic.
Thank you, Rob. All right, I would like to introduce these people. They're wonderful people. I've met them all, and I really enjoyed talking to them. The first couple I'd like to introduce are John and Marlene Perodato. Here they are. Okay, they live in Bedford, and they moved because they had heard a little about us. They originally had moved to Tucson, Arizona, I guess Sun City out there, and found that, we aren't the only people who have bad climate. If you live in Arizona, it's horrible in the summer, I guess. They decided to come back here because they have kids here, 4, I guess. And Marlene is an amateur artist. And she was very interested in our little gallery out here, and possibly at some point she will be, showing some of her work, and I look forward to seeing that. She also likes to do gardening, so I invite her to join the landscaping and gardening
We are
community.
going to have, after these two folks, we are going to have them come up here because I forgot, can't see them live.
Oh, okay.
So the folks that are watching this live are going,
Okay.
Where are they? Where are they?
Okay.
So,
You want me to have John and Marlene come up to you?
yeah, just to wave, say hi.
Just wave and say hi. Come on here. No, come on up here. So that the camera can see you. Okay. Here they are. They have their disguises on like the rest of us. But this is John and Marlene Perodato from Bedford. Okay? All right. The next couple I'd like to introduce is Walter and Rosemary. And they are the Denhausers. And they live in Trafalgar, is that correct?
Come right up here.
Come on right up here so that we can get a picture of you. Okay, they came here because, it became available, and they had wanted to, give up their house because it was getting a little hard, which is why all of us come. Rosemary was a kindergarten, 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade teacher at Sweet Home. Is that right, Rosemary? Okay, I got that right. Walter was a chemistry professor at UB. Walter? Okay. They have a son who is local, and they have another son who lives in Rochester. And did you say you had grandchildren?
We have
2. Okay. Great. Okay, so that's Walter and Rosemary Donhauser. Okay. You want to go sit down? All right, next I'd like to introduce John and Cheryl Rupp, if they come up. Look at him go with that thing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. John and Cheryl live in Cambridge, and they came here because, they thought maybe it was time. Their former occupations are, John was a metallurgical technician, there's a mouthful, and I believe he worked at the Williamsville Gold Refinery. Is that right, John?
it was Williams Gold.
Williams Gold, okay, Williams Gold, okay. And Cheryl was a kindergarten teacher. We have a lot of teachers here. I was a teacher too, so I welcome you. And she taught in Williamsville. And kindergarten, as I said. They have 7 grandchildren, all girls. Most of my grandchildren are boys, so that's the way that goes sometimes. they have, I think that Cheryl enjoys machine embroidery. So if you want to have her make something for you, something decorative, just contact Cheryl and she'll see if she can fit you in. Right, Cheryl? Okay, and John collects Native American artifacts. What an interesting, you must have a bunch of arrowheads. I know my father did. Okay, that's very nice. Okay. All right, thank you. And the last couple that I'm introducing today are Ellen and Bernie Shankler. Here they come. They have been here since last summer, but we weren't able to introduce them because we didn't have any resident meetings, but now we do. And they came here maybe because of health concerns. They have kids here. Bernie is not retired. He's an active full-time lawyer. Bernie the attorney is what he's known as. And Ellen, the last thing that she did, I thought this was interesting. They are Jewish, but she said that she was a secretary for religious education at a Catholic parish. So a little bit of interreligion, oh, and they live in Kent, right? Okay, they're interested in music. Ellen took piano lessons as an adult. It's never too late to learn. And Bernie likes astronomy, so do I. So I got that in common with him. He belongs to the BAA, as do I. And he plays the accordion. So maybe we can get him to entertain us sometime. And here's another thing. He's a black belt in karate. So he looks like a kind of unassuming little guy, but I think he's probably pretty tough. Ellen reads a lot. Her hobby is making miniatures of doll houses and other interiors. So these are very interesting people, and you got a lot to talk to them about, I'm sure. Anything else? Did I forget? Did I get anything wrong? No? Okay, thank you. All right, we're all set.
Hey, you're taking my mic, kid.
Oh, I'll sell that. I can sell that on eBay.
Geez, this is great. This takes the pressure off me of having to find something to talk about for 10 minutes. So just want to remind everybody that we're canceling town halls on Friday. And as we continue to open up the community, that'll shrink as well. I have a meeting later today, actually right after this meeting, with our reopening committee. And so we will be looking at, we already have the schedule for dining to open, as we know. There'll be a full fitness schedule, which will gradually unfold in March, as well as a full cultural arts schedule, which will gradually unfold in March. That schedule, both those schedules will be coming out in the next week or so. I can tell you on the fitness side, we're going to mirror what's currently still going on in the gyms locally. So while we'll be opening our fitness center, it'll only be at about 50% capacity, at least initially, with masks. Classes, we're going to start classes, but they'll be at about 50% capacity with masks. And that'll grow over time, of course. We will not be importing instructors initially. So we do use instructors, outside instructors for yoga, tai chi, and things such as that. But until they're vaccinated, which hopefully will be soon, we won't be bringing them in. Those classes will still be available on the line. But Tracy and Susan Arthur, who are both fully vaccinated, will be doing their regular classes. Then the pool, we're actually doing some work on the pool. We hope to have it open in March, hopefully the first week in March. We're going to extend, we've been limiting that to, I think, 2 or 3 people for a while. We're going to extend that to 5 people in the pool at any given time, and then we'll build that out so to normal hours. But it's really going to depend on what happens in the local community, what happens in our community. Do we continue to stay safe? Do we keep the numbers down? All of those things, we think we will, but time will tell. And the other big thing is visitation. Of course, I should have something out in writing by the end of this week to very clearly outline how we're going to do visitation, both just day-to-day and overnight. how we're going to differentiate between people that are coming to visit that are vaccinated as well versus not. A lot of moving parts there, as I'm sure I'm calling our approach to this cautiously. What's the word I used yesterday? Aggressively conservative. How's that? I know that everybody's chomping at the bit to be able to open up, but we also want to be paying attention to the details at the same time. That's why we started with dining. I know that everybody's sick of having meals delivered in styrofoam. There's no question about that. So the sooner we put that behind us, the better for us all, for our mental health and all of those things. So that's going to be our first focus, and then we're going to build from there. Thanks, everybody, and I'll be back here on Monday.